Hi everyone, my name is Phoebe Nupisi, and in this video we are going to use different embedding models on our RAC app. At the start we were using only the default embedding model of ChromaDB, that vector database that is all mini-L6 L version 2. In this video we are going to add other ones and we are going to compare the difference. We are going to install nomic-embed-text, that is an Ollama embedding model, and it's 768 dimension vector. That means the numbers are in an array in dimension of 768. And then we will have another embedding model, that is mxbai-embed-large, that is 1024 dimension. Is also an Ollama embedding model. And yes, we will have to compare the distances, and then we will compare how the model cluster English French, how do they work closer, do they have the same embeddings, or is it closer than the other, and which will drive better result. That's what we are going to do. Now this is our vector database. As you can see, the vector database is empty. It's empty, the collection is empty here. I have deleted everything because before we were using all MiniLM L6v2. Now what I will do, I will go to VS Code and I will install mxbai-embed-large. I see that the size is about 669 megabytes. You can see that it is done. Now I will do Ollama list. These are all the models that we have downloaded so far. We have downloaded this mxbai-embed-large, the latest one. We have downloaded the model Phi 3, that is Microsoft model. We have downloaded Qwen 2.5. We have downloaded Llama 3.2, and we have also downloaded already nomic-embed-text as well. So now what we are going to do, I will run the app. Go to Edge. As you can see, we have 0 index document. I will try to index 1 and see what happens. It has been embedded. And let's come back to VS Code just to make sure that on the settings you put that model. This is what we have. I'll put it on the settings. Now let's go to Chrome on the vector database, and if we refresh, we see that we have one collection. I will click view all, I select the default database, and I add the embeddings. So this is the first chunk of that document that I just uploaded. It has in total 1,000 characters, and the last two are the overlapping. And you can see the embeddings here. The vector dimension is 1024. That means we have 1024 items here. That's the dimension. and then we have the metadata. And then if I go to chunk 2, we have like those overlapping text as well, and we have the embeddings and the metadata. So this right here, we are using the mxbai-embed-large. I will add other documents as well, and then we will ask some questions. I will add the frequently asked questions. To change a model, embedding model, you have to completely delete the collection so that it starts from scratch again. So it added 8 chunks. Now let's add the Bible references. Now lastly, let's add the prayer guides. Alright, so we have everything. Let's ask a question here. So now that I asked that question, I will also ask it in VS Code. I will go to rack inspect, and then the model that we are using here is mxbai. And then I will add a prompt for that. So they are all passing. The distances you see is about 0.5. Dimension 1024. The numbers, the distances are really little, the squared L2 distances. You can see the first result, the first chunk it has is their children ministry. Absolutely, it has found it. It's their online service as well. And then the second chunk is telling about PH ministries led by senior pastor and stuff like that. And then it's non-denominational. And then what is PH ministries also defined. So I believe all of them are really good. And then it's doing cross-language embedding check as well. God's love and grace, l'amour et la grâce de Dieu, 0.5. They are really close. Wow. With this embedding model, even English sentences and French sentences, they are close in distance. A ministry teaching about prayer, un enseignement ministériel sur la prière. Even this one, 0.7 is not bad. It says different, but they are also close. Faith and hope in Christ, la foi et l'espoir en Christ. The difference is 0.6. They are close. from my point of view. Now let's go to Edge to see the results. So it says PH Ministry is a spirit-filled, word-based source tool, passionate about helping every person with their purpose. Yes, it offers children ministry for ages 0 to 12 during all Sunday services, as well as PH children, middle and high school on Friday evenings. Yeah, it has everything. It has all the sources. This is the way of Llama, the large language model, to display the result, but the chunks that we had are the ones that you saw on VS Code. So now we saw that the distances were about 0.5 in majority. So let's go back to VS Code, and we have to delete first. I think I have deleted. We have to delete first the collection again. So what I do, I log into Chrome MyDB and I take the collection and I delete it. So once I delete the collection, I go to the settings and I change it to nomic. And I save it, and then I leave CommaDB server open, I leave CommaDB admin Windows open, and then I stop the app, the UI, and I load it again. And I will ingest some new document. You see that we have 0 because I deleted the collection. So I will do the same, upload everything. Alright, so I have everything. So I will ask again the same question. In the meantime, let's go back to VS Code. And we run the same. We have changed the model to nomic. Oh, I need to put the same passing points. And while it's doing that, let's go to Chrome. We should see the collection this time, include embeddings. Should see that the embeddings are vector dimension 768. That's the nomic embed model. You can see that with the chunks, making sure that everything aligns. Then let's go to VS Code. So the previous one, they were like the greatest distance was 0.5, but here we go up to 0.9. So the precision from what we can tell is that when a model has more dimensions, it has more details and it's more precise. That's what I can tell already. And the distances are close. Like the other one, the maximum was about 0.5, but here we go up to 0.9 in the distances. They all pass because our threshold here is 1.4 for the squared L2 distances. And of course, the near duplicate is 0 for this. If you don't know what it means, you need to go and find the previous videos that I've done in this playlist. Now for the comparison cross-language embedding check, you see how the distances are too high, 0.8, 0.6, 0.7. So it's higher than the previous model. Like a ministry teaching about prayer, when you compare embeddings with this one, the L2 distance is very high, about 0.8 compared to mxbai-embed-large is higher. So now let's go to Edge and see the response. It says PH Ministry is a spirit-filled word community passionate about helping every person discover their purpose. It's also non-denominational, yes. It's available for kids. It has children ministry. PHK course one every Sunday, and they do also have children's one in the evenings. All of the children workers are background check and trained. Yeah, I love it. This is kind of more details. Yeah, it's kind of more details, and it's more details than the mxbai-embed-large, and it confirms the comparison that my PDF has, that the nomic-embed-text is good for long documentation. Yes, it's good because it gives more details in the responses. But I think it's Llama that is giving those details, but Llama is the LLM. Now that we have tested both of them, let's clear the collection again. And let's do MiniLM. That's what we will test now. Let's change the settings. So we have cleared the collection. We need to stop the app. If you have noticed, each time a new instance of the app is run, it opens a new window. We see that the collection is empty with those 0 chunks. Let's go ahead and upload all of them. I believe we don't really need all of them because we test one question. Let's just upload this one, the chatbot, and we ingest. It's already there, 8 chunks. Let's make sure that it's there on Chrome. Yes, this vector dimension is 384, so it has 384 dimension and numbers inside this chunk, each chunk, and we have the metadata as well. And don't forget that each chunk is hashed, and you have the chunk index, the title, content type. So now that we have that, let's go back to VS Code and ask the same question. Let's go back to Edge. I need to copy the question. While it's working, let's go to VS Code and run. You see, the vector length is 384, and then it's supposed to get the top 12 closest chunk, but we got only 8 because they were above the limit. The limit is 1.4 for the distances. We see that we have on the 8th one, it's already 1.6, so it's far above 1.4. That is the threshold for the squared and 2 distances. And we see that the numbers are also really high. Yes, so the last one was rejected. And then, so we have 7 here when it's rejected, but we have 0 duplicates, so there's no overlapping. And then, of course, we have the right result here as well. And if we check the comparison cluster embeddings for English phrases and French phrases, we see that it's so high, like it's more than 1.1 in distances. So it's higher. I guess you can also see the differences between all of them. Let's go back to Edge. It says, according to source 1, PH is a field spirit, word-based church community passionate about helping every person discover their purpose, grow in faith, and making a lasting impact. We believe the church is God's plan A and there's no plan B. Regarding children, mention that PH Kids run during all Sunday services for ages 0 to 12. It's not too detailed like we would want it to be, but of course we have the result, but not so much details. But let's check the chunks here. I see that it has all of that. It has all the details. I'm not sure why it doesn't display everything. Here it's talking, the second chunk here talks about giving. It's different from what the 2 other embeddings model had. They had directly the information about the children, but the source 2 here is about giving. But the source 3 says we believe in Trinity. It talks about non-denominational, and is the 4th chunk because its distance is very high. It's 0.8 that talks about the kids. This is so different from the previous results. Let's run again, maybe nomic, so you see what I'm talking about. Result about children here is source 4 because the distance is high, but let's use nomic again and test. Oh, it cannot work. It cannot work because the collection has the new one. So we need to delete the collection because it's trying to query that, but the collection has the old one. So let me do really quick. I will go to the settings. I will change it again. And delete the collection. I'm just ingesting again really quick so that we can test. It added it. So now let's go back to VS Code and run that query. Yeah, it gave the results. So you can see that the first chunk here talks about the kids directly, but in the other model, the 384 ones, the all mini LM L6V2 is the chunk number by 4. This one, the distance is 0.5. The other one, it was 0.8. That's what makes the difference between the result that is displayed on the screen for us. So we had that accurate result at the first chunk, and after it gives now information about the ministry. But that one was defining the ministry, and second chunk was talking about giving, and it was the fourth chunk that was giving us information about the kids. So I believe this one has more precision. The distances are not that big than the one that we had than the previous one. And we remember that for MXBAI, it has even greater precision in terms of distances, but the results that are displayed on the screen are not too detailed like the ones that are given us by Nomic. So I did all this run through with you guys. I hope you had fun with me. Let me know if you have any comment and you want me to share about anything else. See you in the next video. Ciao.